Now we're going to look at creating a query. What is a query? A query allows you to question the database. It will gather information from the database. How do you create a query? Back in our database, click Create tab, Query, Design, and two windows appear. This smaller window, first you click on the table and click Add. Then click Close. That table disappears. Now we have our main window. See, look, our table is here with all of our field names in it and our primary key is identified. And there's a table looking something here. Now, what if I wanted to know the date of birth of all of the students? Remember, we are questioning our database. I only want the date of birth. So, in a query, you must have the primary key. My primary key is ID. So let me double click on my primary key. See, it appears in the table below. Now my question is to find all of the date of birth of all the students. So I need date of birth. Let me double click on date of birth. Again, it appears. So I have my ID and date of birth. But how am I going to know whose date of birth it is? I need to have people's name. So let me double click on their first name. And it appears in table. And I'm done with my query. But where is my information? Where is the results? I need to save my query. Click on the X. It asks you to save. You will click yes and type in a name. I'm going to put date of birth query. Click OK. Query appears to the left hand side. Double click. And here we have only the data that I selected. The ID, date of birth, and their name. So I was able to question my database and get the particular data. Now, how many queries can you create? Well, how many questions do you have? The more questions you have, the more queries you can create. I had a question about date of birth, so I created a query. What if I had another query about address? I can create another query for that. So the number of questions you have determines how many queries you can create.